Now to a story that's got just about everyone's attention in Michigan. Yahoo Sports and The Athletic report that University of Michigan head football coach Jim Harbaugh is nearing an agreement with the NCAA for a 4-game suspension.
According to multiple reports, the pending suspension stems from Harbaugh allegedly making false statements and not cooperating with the NCAA as they investigated alleged recruiting violations during the COVID-19 dead period.
Joining us now to discuss the pending suspension and how it might impact the team is Jeff Lessin, sports anchor with WWJ Newsradio and 97.1 The Ticket. As always, Jeff, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Shana. Jeff.
So what exactly is the suspension for, and how serious is this?
Well, overall, I think it's a nothing burger. We'll get to that in a minute. But you know, when a judge swears in a witness in court, they ask, are you prepared to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Well, the NCAA claims that Jim Harbaugh didn't tell the whole truth. Now, what is it about? During COVID, they had a lockdown. They were only allowed a certain amount, or if any, recruiting contacts. He allegedly violated that. And then he kind of did what Richard Nixon did, according to the NCAA. He tried to cover it up in a way, not owning up to it. In the NCAA's eyes, not telling the whole truth could be tantamount to lying in their eyes. And they almost had a deal done in January, but Harbaugh would not admit to lying to them. Now, supposedly they're close to some deal, but reality, I mean, 4 games, the first 4 games, not exactly against the powerhouses of the NCAA. UNLV, Rutgers, Bowling Green, East Carolina. You know, maybe you or I could coach them through that one. I don't think it'll hurt them all that much.
No,
maybe none.
They're all at home, and usually in college football, the first 4 are easy games, all at the big house. But it seems as if the infractions are not as bad in a sense as the lying to the NCAA. That's what seems to be the biggest holdup here.
It is, but they also may be fortunate in that it's right around the same time they had the hazing allegations in Northwestern, which are obviously much more serious than COVID recruiting violations. That really jeopardizes a player, and as a result, a coach was fired over that. No one's going to get fired over this. Jim Harbaugh, his job will be safe. And I predict Michigan will have an outstanding season. This will be in the rearview mirror in a hurry.
Are there any other repercussions or side effects that the team could face other than this suspension?
Well, there's a question, and I don't know quite the answer to this, is whether or not, if he is suspended those first 4 games, are they allowed to have recruiting visits? And if so, is he allowed to entertain them and just not coach the game? Because a lot of those preseason games are used for the big-time recruits to come in, see the campus, and perhaps that could be a small setback for the Wolverines, but not something they can overcome quite easily. Again, I think it's a nothing burger.
And so, to your point, you think this will not affect the team. They go 13-1 last year. They lose in the college football playoff. You don't think it'll have any impact whatsoever on the outcome of this upcoming season if he is indeed suspended 4 games?
Jeff, when you compare it to other violations that have gone on in college football, both locally and nationally the last few years, I think this pales in comparison. I think it has 0 effect long term.
What do you think Harbaugh is thinking? Is there any way this pushes him to maybe bigger dreams, bigger aspirations?
I think he's being pretty stubborn personally. He obviously, no one wants to admit that they lied. And from what I understand, unconfirmed, he basically said he didn't remember those alleged recruiting contacts or violations.
Is that plausible?
I don't know. I'll take him at his word, but I'm guessing the NCAA did not. And they proved otherwise, apparently.
Do you think this rubs some people the wrong way? A potential recruit, you're talking about, there's some maybe gray area here where we don't know if a recruit will be able to come in and visit multiple recruits. You don't know. So do you think this could rub people the wrong way and get a bad feeling about Harbaugh and Michigan football?
I don't think so, and especially in the name, image, and likeness era, which has changed the entire landscape of college football. It's become very close to pro football in terms of compensation for players. And unfortunately, you know, University of Michigan's a strong brand, but NIL money rules a lot these days. I don't think it's going to hurt Michigan's recruiting at all.
All right, Jeff Lessin from WWJ Newsradio and 97.1 The Ticket. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.